Hey guys, it's Naz, and it's been a while that I've done a video or a review or anything really. Just been busy and been running around doing things. Today I'm going to talk about my new mouse. I'm still using my R.A.T. 9, apparently. I'm still using it for my FPS games. What I've got here right now is a Logitech G600. It's an MMO mouse, and what can I say about it? I think it's absolutely great. For the price value, I think it's great. I think it's about £60, maybe gone cheaper now. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 keys, 12 buttons where your thumb rests. Apparently it has 20 MMO tuned buttons. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I don't know, but you will find out about it. I thought I'd just read out the stuff on the box for you for now. The tracking on it resolution is from 200 to 82,000 dpi, which is insane for some reason. It has an image processing of 11.25 megapixels per second. Okay. Maximum acceleration is 30G. Maximum speed is 4.06 m. Blah blah blah. Response times is obviously by USB. It supports up to 1000 pole rate. Obviously no sleepy mode because it's not wireless. Durability left clicks left, right, and third, which they mean by the middle, not the middle finger, sorry, the ring finger has about 20 million clicks. That's a lot of clicks. Let's see, what else is there? Measurements, it weighs, without the cable, about 133 grams, which is a lot lighter than my R.A.T. 9 without the weights in. It's crazy. The dimensions are 118 millimeters by 75 millimeters by 41. Cable length is about 2 meters or 6.5 feet, I believe that is. That is written on there. Yes. The other thing it has is 22 tuned buttons, 3 primary buttons, 12 thumb buttons, all pre-configured with optimal MMO use right out of the box. It has an innovative thumb panel design, which I will talk about, which I think is absolutely great. Total personalization. There are some things I wish you can personalize, but I don't know why they don't have it. They have a G shift function and a DPI shift, which I'll talk about in a minute as well. And build to go dishes has got inbuilt memory. So let's talk about this mouse. I talked about the box. You don't want to know the box about it, but as you can see on the sides, you've got 12 buttons here. It says G9, G10 to all G20. It's a bit silly. I would have liked to have to 1 to 9 and 0, whatever, but you'll get used to it. It is contoured. In the middle, you will see there's a notch there and a notch there. That's where, when your thumb rests, you can feel the 2 sets of 6. You can see, sorry, the indentation, the indented these 2 rows. So when you have your thumb resting, you can feel when you rock your thumb to which buttons to press. You can get these in 2 colors, one in white and one black. You got 2 buttons here. I believe this one shifts your profiles, and that's your DPI cycle through. You have forward and back and side to side, left and right click, and you have your ring finger button, which can be used for either a G shift, meaning if you hold it down, this will give you another set of 20 or 12, sorry, I think it is, set of different programmable keys. Or you can hold it down for FPS games and use it to slow down your DPI. You get a little stomp on the back which says G600, don't know why they've done that. The bottom is very good. It's all plain, nothing else, no weights. It has one big pad there and a pad there, sliding pads, which are great for moving around easily and not much gunk will get around. what can we say about this mouse? It is great. I think it's great for. I usually just play it with Guild Wars. I don't play World of Warcraft. You'd probably be good with that as well. It is fully customizable. I have kind of smallish, medium hands. I did have a problem in the beginning. People did complain that you can't reach these last rows. When I hold the mouse, I can see and understand why people have to stretch the finger back right to the back to reach it. But what I tend to do is I slightly shift it. I slightly moved my mouse probably a few degrees like that, so I could reach the entire front easily, and I could reach the back easily. So I could only have to do is just shift it slightly, because where you got the two notches to hold on to, you can just move it slightly and reach the back. So for small hands, I'll say this is great size. You know, you can do a full palm grip, reach the front. All I have to do is just tilt the mouse slightly and then reach the front, spam the ones and all that stuff, and then do the back, just slightly tilt it forward, and you can reach it easily without shifting much. I wish they had a separate DPI. I think you probably can switch, if you don't want to have the profiles, is switch it for one to get DPI up, DPI down. It is quite wide, so it'll take time to get used to the ring finger click. But you can always disable it if you don't want to use it, and you can just if you grinding or scrimmages, you can just hold it down and it cause no problem. You can just set it as another right click if you like. That's about the mouse. I don't see any other problems. There are a few problems with the software, I believe. But overall, the mouse feel is great. It's got that matte kind of finish to it, not grippy that much, so it's good. I don't know what else I could say about it, really. It has a laser, which everybody else knows. It tracks really great. I did forgot to mention on the right side where the pinky rests, it has got a kind of a honeycomb effect, which is a bit of rubber, so it gives you a bit more grip, so you can lift your mouse much more easily. So what we'll do from here, we'll just go to the software. You can obviously, at the moment, you can see my lights will go in and out, fade in and out. So you can customize this with all the colors you like, and we'll go through the software through this PC software.
So, okay, we are on software now, so let's launch the software, and there's a G icon. Just double click on that. Right, first you'll come against is this home screen. Home screen, it will show you automatic game detection. This is for the PC, so you can set up profiles for what games you like. To when the game launches, it will launch that profile, so your mouse will change accordingly. Because if you have a mouse set up for your web browsing, you don't want to use the same keys for that for your game. So when your game launches, it will change. You can also set up the color for the keys over here to change with it, so you know that it actually changed profile. The other mode is the G600 onboard memory. Now this uses a profile stored on the mouse itself. You can customize it, but it's very minimal customization, I believe. It has a standard key layouts of 1 to 9 plus 0 minus and the 2 equal sign. You got the left click, right click, all that with the G shift as well. You cannot program them that much. I don't think you can, sorry, my mistake. Maybe you can. I think you probably could, but I just don't want to give it a shot this time. You got 3 profile modes to switch to. You got this one which cycles through all the colors that you can see here. It'll just cycle through the colors. I believe one of them is the green one is for your FPS. You got your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 forward back buttons, DPI up, DPI down for these 2 keys there, and then you got the E use key, and then you have like your DPI cycle through, switch mode, DPI shift. So this is for your FPS games. So this will literally, when we were talking about the ring finger button, to reduce your DPI down. For instance, if you want to snipe someone from a long distance, same thing. Like the R.A.T. 9 or R.A.T. 7 that has the sniper button. The white mode, I believe, is another set for MMO, but this is this time instead of the keyboards 1 to 9 on the top row, this is from the numpad instead. I believe the same thing with the G shift. If you have the G shift enabled, when you hold it down, it'll do control numpad 1 and stuff. I personally don't use this mode. I use it's a good idea if you want to just take it with you to like a LAN party and you got everything set up already for you as default. But I use the automatic game detection, which is much more control over. As you can see, I've got a default profile and a Guild Wars 2 profile. My default profile, I haven't set this up. I was supposed to set it up. I did have it set up on the blue, though, but like your forward and back buttons, just for web browsing, DP up and down. This is still the standard setup from the previous mode. This is like an FPS mode, so you can still use it as an FPS when we switch to the blue mode, and the green one's still the numpad. So it's still like the same duplicate from the other one, but this time you can customize it if you want. I'll just go to my profile for now, just to show it to you. When I launch Guild Wars, what will happen is my keys will go from red, pulsing in and out, to white, so I know the profile has loaded. I've got the default 1 to 9 set up here. I haven't got the G shift sorted out at the moment, but I will do when I use the G shift. What it'll do, it'll use my F1, F2, F4 skills instead. At the moment, I've got it set up as holding shift on my keyboard and then pressing 1 or 2 or 3 to use the F1 skills. You can customize everything here. It is a bit confusing at the beginning because there's so many everywhere, but you'll get used to where's what. And like here right now, as you can see, I've just got F1 set as the middle mouse click and the G8 key and the G7 key as up to F3, but you know, I was being stupid and I still haven't sorted it out. You can set up different profiles again, but what I did is disabled all the keys just in case I went through them by accidentally. You can just completely remove something, just click on it, use generic, or just delete them completely, just remove them, so you don't have to use them. We will just go to the customizer pointer. Now this is for your mouse levels. So for your FPS games and stuff like that, you can set up how many DPI settings you like in increments. You get 5 sets. As I said, you can set how many you want from here. So right now I've got 1 that's set at 1200. You can put 2. That's a bit high, but wow. Oh no, I switched to it. So you could just reduce it down to what you like. So I can just say, well, we'll set this one. Oh no, it's dragging the other one now. Oh, okay. So it works in a way. So the first one could be, let's say, 800. The second one could be at 1200. And we can have a third one, and the third one could be, let's say we'll just put that at 2000 or 1600. So it depends where you'd like to do it. I think you can type it in. Yeah, you can type it in. So that's 1600. So we got 3 profiles there. Now, from these 3, when you use your toggle switch, you can set on which one to be your default. So at the default right now is your second one, which I believe is 1200 DPI. Now you can use the G shift key, as we talked about the ring finger, is what it will shift to when you hold it down. So what will happen is when I enable the G shift key from here. So in order for this to work, what you need to do is you set your G shift key. So you put it to G shift, and your G shift key, just right click, edit, and then go to mouse functions, and you need to go to DPI shift. So if you set that as DPI shift, now what will happen is if we go to show you, is when I hold that button down, it will literally shift to that. It will drop down to so you can set what you want, as you can even increase it. You can set this one as the G shift, so it'll go up to 1600 when you actually tap it. Now next part is the rate polling rate. You can set it up to what you like, except to 1000. I would recommend about 500 is the best response time for majority of the games. You may get some problems at 1000, but it depends on what type of game it is. You can also enable a profile. Each profile can have its own DPI settings as well. So you can enable that too. So once you enable it, you can say, well, for instance, Guild Wars 2, I want it to shift from my default profile, which is 1200 to 1600 DPI. Or the G shift will change it when I hold it. So you can set it on which mode you want it as well and what game. So it will set it to, for instance, for an FPS game, you may want a higher DPS. So once you have this, so you don't have to go into the software and change it, or press the, if you're really quite lazy like me and you don't want to press the DPI button to change the DPI, you can set it up as a profile. So whenever, for instance, Black Ops 2 launches, you can change, it will automatically change your DPI to that game. So you won't have to worry about going and switching in and out the profiles. You can also have a separate X and Y axis, acceleration. I normally don't use these on games, but you know, some people like them, some people don't. So I'm one of the people that don't like them. Next tab is your customization. Again, this is set up to each profile. So you have 3 modes, remember, in each game. So, you know, for an FPS game for now, forget about Guild Wars 2, you might have one for infantry, one for a jet, and one for a tank or something. You may have them different set up on what keys do what. So what you can do is infinite numbers of colors here you can pick. As you can see on here right now, it's just all white. You know, you can set it to all blue. You can adjust these. You got some presets here of picking each color. You know, you got red, blue. You got all these colors. They're all wonderful. They look great on the mouse. They all change. Only remember, only these side buttons glow and change. Again, you can set each profile that's got its own color, backlight color settings as well. So you know. For instance, you can, for the lighting effects, you need to toggle these on in order to have a lighting effect. Because if I toggle it off now, it's going to stay white. If I toggle this on, now what I'll do, you can have it pulsating in and out. And you can set the delay on how much. You can have it pulsating in and out really quick. If you look here in the middle of the screen, you know, you'll see it pulsing in and out really slowly. You can have it really fast, and it will just pulse in and out constantly. You know, just like it's almost blinking. Or you can have it cycle through colors, and you can see in the first mode, it'll just go through all the colors of the rainbow there for you. Also, the other thing is kind of cool is you got a lighting sleeping timer. And what that does is you can set up whatever time you want. Maybe, I don't know, after 1 minute, when you're not using a mouse, the side lights of the LEDs will just come off. So this does help prolong the life of the LEDs. You know, you can have them constantly on. It's entirely up to you. The other setting is just normal general setting. The start there, you can start up the program when Windows start. Profile activation shows profile activation notifications in Game Panel. If you got the Logitech keyboards with the screen, this will also show you the profiles when they're activated. Quick macros. This is also again mostly for the keyboard because this is all-in-one software. You know, allow games control illumination. I don't know if that works with the mouse or not. There's also stuff here for the G600. You got the illumination enabled. You know, angle snap, all that stuff. Profiles, default profiles. For the profiles to work, which each game and stuff, instead of just keeping your normal profile, is you got the persistent profile. This is the one that I had a problem with before. Make sure you switch it to none. You know, and the default profile is what profile to fall back on. So if you set these up, you should be fine. You know, if you play Guild Wars 24/7, you can just always, you know, keep it as that profile, and you know, even if you game changes, it won't change the profile. So that is, I believe, everything I've shown there. What I'll also do, I'll just quickly set up a new profile. If you just want to click on a blank screen, I believe you can import profiles. You can download this the .lgp or XML. You can also print them out as well, and what this will do is print out all the keys that you have assigned for them. So if you in the beginning you don't know what the keys are, you can just print it out, put it on your desk, and you can realize what they are. You can also do scan for new games, and this will go through all on your PC what games you have. So it'll pick up profiles for Battlefield 3. These are pre-made profiles, so you can pick a profile that you want, and majority of the games are here. If they're not there, you can always create one by clicking a blank spot, giving it a name. We'll just call this Black Ops 2. You can give it a description, FPS, and then you select the game, where the game is at. So we'll just go to Steam and Steam apps, common, Black Ops 2, and that's the zombies. I believe that one is the multiplayer. Oh well, let's use an example. So you can lock the profile while the game is running. So if you have a profile switching button on your mouse, you don't want it to switch over, or you could copy stuff from another profile, all the keys over, or you can just start fresh. And it also uses the icon on the game icon as well. Now here, this is right now it's active. It shows you. You can just add, you can change what the keys do what. So you can just click edit, and you got the keystrokes on what you have on the modifiers. Give it a name. You got a multi-key here. You could record all the keys that you wanted to do. You got a text block, so instance guild wars, you hate someone, you'd like to type the same thing over and over again, or something just to troll around. You can set that up as well. You got the seconds between the characters, repeat function as well, how it would do it. Mouse functions are all here. G-shift mode. The problem thing that I wish this software would have is, in Guild Wars 2, I tend to hold the right click quite a lot down just to move my character around. I wish there was an option where it would just toggle it. So if I just press it, it would just hold right click down. I think there is a way of doing this, but either I'm blind or I don't know how to do it. But I think it must be there. Hopefully it's there. If it is, I will put it in the video. If it's not, I'll just trying to figure out somehow. You got your media, so you can set up your mouse to do all your media stuff as well. You got hotkeys, for example, not many of them, but you got control, copy and paste. It's good for Photoshop or something. Close Windows, next tab. Shortcuts are literally program files that you like to launch from what directories. Function keys, again, it's not much. It's like email, web browser, calculator. It would be cool if there was more. They've got Ventrilo on here as well, which is kind of good. It would be good if they had some other stuff like TeamSpeak 3 as well. That would help out. I believe that is everything that I've covered. At the end of the day, I still believe this is a great mouse compared to other brands like Razer brands, which cost a tad bit more than this type of mouse for an MMO mouse. But I believe this is a great mouse. There is one slight problem which I forgot to mention, is for some reason, I don't know if it's a mouse fault, the software problem, or the game. If you hold down the right click like I do quite often and just run around, for some reason it would do an auto run, it would get stuck, it would continue to run. It's happened to me before on jumping puzzles, so annoying. It just kept on walking forward even though I didn't tap R to auto run, and I'll just fall off, or something would happen like that. It just wouldn't respond, and I just had to mash all the keys or just tap back or something to undo that problem. So that's the only problem I've come across. It is to my knowledge, I think it's a great MMO mouse. It's okay for FPS games, but I still rather use my R.A.T 9 as an FPS game because you don't need all these buttons really. Um, I believe I covered everything. If you've got any questions, you need any help on this software or the mouse, if you've got questions about the mouse itself, I'll be glad to help. So I'll see you guys later. Thank you.